Hello, my name is Anonymous. I'm here with the crappy horror story. Let's jump right into it. The story begins on a dark, dark night. The moon is covered by thick clouds, and an even thicker layer of fog blankets the ground. You find yourself standing in front of a tall, rusted iron gate. The mansion looms behind it. Tall, narrow windows pierce the darkness, and the giant wooden doors look like they haven't been opened in centuries. The only sound is the creaking of the gate with every gust of wind. The air is cold and damp, sending shivers down your spine. But something compels you forward, urging you to approach the house, to see what lies within. As you reach out to touch the gate, the sound of footsteps echoes from behind. You turn around, but there's nothing there. Maybe it was the wind. You shake your head, dismissing it. Your gaze returns to the gate, and you push it open, stepping into the unknown. You find yourself in a wide garden that looks more like a sleeping forest. Twisted bare trees with dying brown leaves sway gently in the non-existent breeze. Wild grass grows without order, and a chill wind whispers through the overgrown shrubs. In the center stands a large stone fountain, dry and covered in moss. Around it, cracked stone statues stand silently, their faces frozen in a silent scream as if watching, waiting. Then, in the corner, you notice a pale shadow that darts quickly between the trees. Curiosity piqued, you move closer, but the shadow disappears. Just when you think you're alone, a twig snaps underfoot, startling you. You turn around, but see nothing. The garden seems empty, yet you sense a presence watching you. With a mix of fear and intrigue, you decide to venture deeper into the overgrown wilderness, hoping to uncover the source of the strange happenings. As you walk, you notice a path leading towards the mansion. The bricks are covered in moss and weeds, barely visible beneath the overgrowth. Still, you can't help but feel drawn to the house, compelled to see what secrets it holds. You take a deep breath, steeling yourself for what you might find, and continue walking towards the beckoning darkness. Inside, it's even darker than you imagined. The entrance hall is mostly empty, but for the thick layer of dust covering everything. The only light comes from the faint glow of moonlight filtering through grimy windows. High up, old chandeliers hang silently from the ceiling, their crystals long gone, their purpose forgotten. Cobwebs stretch across the room, undisturbed for years. You hear the echo of your own footsteps as you move through the space, each sound reverberating through the cavernous hall. The air is stale and heavy, filled with the scent of decay and the feeling of unseen eyes watching your every move. Suddenly, you notice a set of wooden stairs spiraling upwards. The banisters are intricately carved, but the wood is rotten in places, and you can see how moisture has eaten away at the steps. Despite the unsettling atmosphere, you feel compelled to climb the stairs, hoping to find a way out of this oppressive darkness. As you ascend, you hear a strange noise, a low creaking sound that seems to come from the very walls themselves. You pause, listening intently, but when you start again, the noise stops. Cautiously, you continue climbing until you reach the top of the stairs. There you find a large landing, and before you, another door, this one slightly ajar. As you approach, the hinges creak loudly, and through the gap, you see a glimpse of flickering darkness. Before you can hesitate, the door swings open, revealing a long, dark hallway stretching into the gloom. At the end, you can just make out the outline of another door. The faintest glimmer of light shines from beneath it. With a mix of apprehension and morbid curiosity, you step into the hallway. As you walk, you notice a full-length mirror on the wall. Its surface is dusty, and as you pass, you catch a glimpse of your own reflection. But then you see something else, a tall, pale figure standing just behind you. He seems to be made of mist and shadow, his features obscured by a torn black cloak. His face is featureless, with only deep black where eyes should be. Startled, you turn around, but there's nothing there. You shake your head, thinking it was a trick of the dim light. You continue down the hall, ignoring the prickling unease at the back of your neck. At the end of the hallway, the door awaits. You can hear voices coming from beyond it, whispers that seem to brush against your skin like a cold wind. Hesitantly, you reach out and knock. A low, raspy voice calls out, "Who's there?" You respond, your voice echoing strangely in the confines of the hallway. "Is anyone home?" There's a long pause, and then the voices grow louder. Footsteps approach the door. You can hear the scrape of a chair being dragged across the floor. Then the voices fall silent. You wait, holding your breath. The door slowly opens, revealing a circular room bathed in warm light. In the center sits a heavy wooden table, surrounded by mismatched chairs. Around the room, bookshelves overflow with ancient tomes, their leather covers cracked and faded. You step inside, closing the door behind you. The room seems almost alive, the air thick with whispered secrets and untold stories. Suddenly, you notice an old upright piano in the corner. It's covered in a heavy cloth, but as you watch, the cloth lifts on its own, revealing yellowed music sheets. Then invisible fingers begin to play. The melody is slow and sorrowful, echoing through the room and out into the hallway. You turn toward the sound, and there he is again, the ghost from the hallway, standing silently behind the piano, his hollow eyes seeming to bore into your soul. You try to call out, but your voice is lost in the haunting tune. As the music reaches its crescendo, the windows burst open without warning, letting in a rush of cold air. The candles on the table flicker wildly, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. And for a moment, the ghost steps forward, reaching out a hand towards you. Then, as quickly as it began, the music stops. The ghost fades back into the shadows, and the windows slam shut, plunging the room into darkness once more. You want to run to escape the suffocating dread that fills the room, but your feet feel rooted to the spot. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. And as the darkness envelops you, you feel an icy hand grip your heart, stealing your breath and freezing your blood. The last thing you see is the ghost's face contorted in a silent scream before everything goes black. Then suddenly, you're back in the garden. The trees are swaying violently now, their branches thrashing wildly in a non-existent storm. The stone statues around the fountain have slowly turned their heads towards the mansion, their cracked faces filled with an eerie glow. Above the fountain, the ghost is visible, his form solidifying, becoming more substantial. He raises his arms to the sky, and thunder roars above. A black light shoots from his body, blotting out the stars. Darkness spreads from his fingertips, creeping towards you like a living thing. You try to run, but your legs won't move. You want to scream, but your voice is trapped in your throat. As the darkness closes in, the last thing you see is the ghost's face, his eyes boring into yours, his silent scream echoing in your ears, and then everything goes black. And now you find yourself back at the start, the gate looming before you, the mansion silent and still. No birds sing in the trees. There's no wind ruffling the dead leaves. No movement breaks the stillness. The mansion door shuts tightly on its own, as if sealing itself against intruders. You slowly back away, watching as the ghost's face reappears at the top window. He watches you, his eyes burning with an otherworldly light, but then just as quickly, he's gone. The camera continues moving away from the mansion, leaving behind the darkness and the unanswered questions. Was it a dream, a nightmare, or a glimpse into the abyss? The ending is left ambiguous, allowing the viewer to decide whether the story is over or just beginning.